Liverpool's victory over Newcastle felt almost impossible, and yet this is nothing new for the Reds. What made this one unforgettable was the way Arne Slot and his men carved another breathtaking chapter into the club's tradition of late drama, forcing the whole of England to take notice. At St. James' Park on a suffocating night, Newcastle came roaring back with everything they had. Just when it seemed Liverpool had let 2 points slip away, a 16-year-old kid stepped onto the stage. Rio Ngumoha needed less than 10 minutes on the pitch to become the most talked-about name in the country. A teenager on the brink of turning 17, still finding his feet at the highest level, standing tall against the pressure of 50,000 Geordies, and then curling in a winner deep into the 100th minute. What made that moment so special wasn't just the weight of the goal, but the way he delivered it. Ngumoha showed a calmness and technical precision far beyond his years. The strike was crisp, viciously accurate, leaving Nick Pope frozen to the spot. It wasn't luck, it was the finish of someone who truly believed in his own ability. After the match, Virgil van Dijk called it a dream debut. Slot went even further, describing the goal as the finish of a seasoned assassin. Praise like that means so much more when it comes from men who have lived through countless high-pressure battles and know exactly what it takes to survive them. And in Liverpool's history, this goal carried an even deeper meaning. Ben Woodburn had held the record as the club's youngest scorer at 17. Michael Owen was dazzling the world at 18. But Ngumoha tore up the script, striking at just 16 years and 361 days old. At a club famed for producing youngsters who shine when the moment matters most, Ngumoha has already placed his name alongside the greats, all in a single kick. It's a continuation of Anfield's culture, a philosophy of trusting youth and daring them to right the impossible. Timing was everything. The goal came on a night when Liverpool, 2-0 up and with a man advantage, somehow let Newcastle back into the fight. St. James's Park was on fire, the crowd baying for blood, and just as despair threatened to creep in, it was a kid who found the answer. A night that could have ended in frustration was transformed into legend. This was the kind of moment every footballer dreams of, but only a rare few ever get to live. There's a detail many fans have pointed out. Rio Ngumoha was just days away from his 17th birthday when he stole the headlines. This wasn't a miracle out of nowhere. Just weeks earlier in pre-season friendlies, he had already shown flashes of brilliance, scoring against Yokohama F. Marinos and Athletic Bilbao. His rise was built step by step, confidence sharpened, preparation laid carefully. So when the real chance finally arrived, he didn't freeze. He seized it and he finished it in the most perfect way. From a broader perspective, that stoppage time goal carried a powerful message. Arne Slot's Liverpool aren't a team that leans solely on their superstars, on the Salahs, the Gakpos, the Van Dijks. They still carry the same DNA that's defined Anfield for decades, a place where unheralded youngsters can suddenly emerge and script fairy tales. To be 2-0 up, to play an entire half with a man advantage, to somehow let Newcastle claw back to 2-2 and then to win it in the 100th minute thanks to a 16-year-old kid, that's not the kind of storyline any coach would want to repeat. But it's the ultimate test of character, and Slot's Liverpool passed it. After the match, Slot didn't shy away from criticizing Newcastle's approach. He openly questioned whether it was even football anymore, pointing to their endless long throws, set pieces, and sheer physical duels. But instead of dwelling on frustration, he turned the spotlight back onto his own players, their composure, their refusal to panic, their calmness until the very last second. That, he insisted, was the difference. Not every side has the patience or mentality to break free from the trap and still find clarity in the chaos. And then there was Virgil van Dijk. His night summed up Liverpool's fight. He was the direct victim of Anthony Gordon's reckless challenge, yet, at the same time, he was the anchor who held the team together when Newcastle surged. Van Dijk said it plainly. I said to him, if that's not a sending off, I don't understand football. But the crucial part was how he responded. He didn't let negativity consume him. He stayed calm. He organized the back line. He guided the youngsters. In the storm of St. James' Park, Van Dijk was the anchor that kept Liverpool afloat. Truth be told, if you strip away the drama, Liverpool's performance left plenty of questions. 2 goals up with a man advantage, and yet they still allowed Newcastle to claw back through set pieces. Bruno Guimaraes and William Osula both struck in ways that exposed an all-too-familiar weakness for the Reds, defending dead balls. It's not a new problem, but once again it threatened to undo them. And their failure to truly control the match with an extra man only underlined how fragile the win felt, leaving Arne Slot with some uncomfortable questions to answer. Tactically, the game also highlighted how thin Liverpool's squad currently is. Without Jeremy Frimpong or Joe Gomez to rotate in defense, and with Alexis Mac Allister missing from midfield, Slot was forced into less than ideal choices. That lack of flexibility became obvious once Newcastle shifted their pressing approach in the second half. And with a packed schedule ahead, it was a sharp reminder. Squad depth could be the toughest puzzle Slot has to solve this season. But the emotions of this match stretched far beyond the pitch. In the Sky Sports studio, Jamie Carragher quite literally jumped out of his seat when Ngumoha scored in the 100th minute, screaming, "Oh my God," over and over again on live television. He even turned to his colleagues and blurted out, "Is this the greatest game in Premier League history?" before storming out of shot. Over the top? Maybe. But his reaction captured perfectly the chaos, the madness, the raw emotion Liverpool had just survived. From a personal perspective, this game was the purest reminder of what it means to be a big club. Liverpool were under par. They were rattled, they were dragged into a dogfight, but they didn't collapse. They still found a way to walk away with 3 points. And that, above tactics, above statistics, is the hallmark of champions. The ability to win no matter the circumstances. Look back through history, and you'll see that Liverpool have always lived for these late dramatic moments. Divock Origi's strike against Barcelona in 2019, born from Trent Alexander-Arnold's quick-thinking corner, remains one of the most iconic moments in Champions League history. Go further back, and there was Steven Gerrard's thunderbolt against Olympiacos in 2004, a goal so outrageous it single-handedly dragged Liverpool through the group stage. Or more recently, Sadio Mané's stoppage-time double against Aston Villa in 2019, a comeback that kept Liverpool's title charge alive. All of it forms a chain of emotions that only Liverpool seem able to sustain, generation after generation. This spirit doesn't just live in the goals themselves. "You'll never walk alone" isn't a slogan painted on banners. It's a belief etched deep into the club's psyche. It gives Liverpool players a rare kind of faith that no matter how far things slip, the last moment can still be theirs. That's why, even when Newcastle hauled themselves level and it looked like victory was gone, Arne Slot's Liverpool had the composure to strike in the 100th minute. And in the context of this season, the win feels even bigger. A 4-2 roller coaster against Bournemouth to start. Now this unbelievable fight back at St. James's Park. 2 games, 2 wins, and Liverpool stand alongside Arsenal and Tottenham as the few perfect starters. It's not just about points, it's a message to every title rival. Slot's Liverpool have the resilience, the drama, the late-game magic that can carry them through a long campaign. But here's the warning. This last-minute style is both a strength and a risk. It's thrilling, it's dramatic. It makes Liverpool feel unstoppable. But you can't live on stoppage-time miracles forever. In a season where every point will matter, against relentless rivals like Manchester City, Arsenal, and Spurs, Slot's side will need more control, more efficiency, more clean, decisive wins before the clock ticks past 90. Right now, though, Liverpool fans are entitled to enjoy the chaos. Under Arne Slot, the Reds have opened the season with 2 breathtaking victories. Late drama is once again their trademark, part strength, part warning. Strength because it shows resilience, belief, and the never-say-die DNA of a club that always finds a way to script unforgettable nights. Warning, because survival on moments of madness alone will never be enough to defend a title.